Yeah, yeah. We just chillin' and vibing. Good conversations with good people. Oh. Good conversations with good people. Yeah.
Welcome back on another Chillin' and Vibing podcast episode. Man, we got a real heavyweight in the comedy game. No rap cat, man. From viral laughs to real life punchline. He been shaking rooms and timelines with that unfiltered, straight from the heart humor. You seen him on stage across the country, open up for legends and carving out his own lane. It's only right we sit down and crack a few jokes and get to the mind of the one and only Hawk the comedian. Let's vibe out. What's going on, OG?
Man, what's
What's
going on with
up?
y'all boys, man?
Hey, we
Ain't
chilling
nothing,
and
man.
vibing, man.
You
Oh,
already
praise
know
God.
it. Hey, man,
Man.
we appreciate you coming to Chilling and Vibing, man.
Oh yeah, always, man, always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get this thing started, man. Like, what was the first moment you realized you was funny enough to make this a career?
Uh I did a I ended up going to a talent show down here at the Comedy House, probably about almost about 6 years ago. And it was a bunch of people doing poetry, people doing rap, people doing comedy. And I was sitting out there and I said, dang man, I want to go up there and do a little bit of comedy or whatever. I ain't had no skin in the game, ain't thought about it or nothing. So dude said, go up there and do like 10 minutes. I was like, all right, bet. I go up there and do 10 minutes, man. Nobody knew that was my first time. And man, I had that place rolling. I'm talking about I had them in there. I'm talking about rolling. I got off, man. They said, man, how long you been doing comedy? I said, that was my first time. They said, man, you look like you've been up there 10 years. So
Right.
it's like right then and there, I was just like, man, you know what? I got something. If that many people like me like that on my first time ever cracking a joke, opening my mouth on stage, man, I can take this far. So I just say, you know what? I'm gonna just see how far I can go.
For
And
sure, for
so,
sure.
you know, it just started from there. It just kicked off from there, but it ain't take long though. I was touring within a couple months.
Right.
I'm like one of the only comedians ever to start doing comedy and go on a big world tour in a couple months. It's crazy.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Respect,
It's
respect.
crazy.
So where you had went at your first tour?
First person I started touring was with this guy Capone. Y'all probably seen him in like Paper Soldiers and all this stuff. I ended up writing him on Instagram and said, "Hey man, he was doing the show at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, and I said, bro, let me come down there and do some time." But I didn't know that he was looking for some fresh comics to take on the road. So he was like, "Man, be down here tomorrow." This is Thursday. So he said, "Be down here tomorrow," which is Friday. So I ended up driving all the way down to Atlanta, and I did 5 minutes. I did 5 minutes both shows. And we was walking out. He said, "Hey man, you want to go on the road with me?" I said, "Yeah." And it was literally just like that, like literally just like that.
For sure, for sure.
So, and we end up going to like just a couple states like New Jersey. We end up going to Texas. I mean, we just started hitting them quick, like nonstop, nonstop. But I ain't even know like, I'm thinking that I'm gonna just tell jokes, not knowing that it's more to it than just opening your mouth telling jokes. You feel what I'm saying? But I mean, I learned a lot along the way. So Capone was one of the first people. I've only toured with two people ever, Capone and Eddie, my whole career. So I don't work with a lot of people now. Don't get me wrong. I don't work with a lot of people. As far as touring wise, Capone and Eddie, them the only two people I ever toured with.
Hey, man, speaking of Eddie Griffin, man, you opened up for him, man. Like, what's something you learned from touring with the OGs?
Speak your truth. Speak your
Respect.
truth, and don't feed into too much how the comedy is now. Watered down. Be you. Be yourself. And instead of being funny, um, they say, "What do people know about you when you leave the stage?" You feel what I'm saying? Like it's more than just a joke. Yeah, people can remember a joke, but what do they know about you when you leave the stage? You know what I'm saying? So I got a couple of jokes in there that I do that's real personal. Like my ending joke is very personal. You all like when I do it, people always remember me for it. Like music, like when they hear songs, they think about it. When they see certain things, they think about it. So I always try to make sure I leave something about me that people can remember by. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the biggest things that I learned from Eddie, Witherspoon, Arnez J, Bruce, my boy DC Young Fly and them, you know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying? They, taught me a lot, dog. Like for real, for real. I picked up on it quick too, because I use my image for everything. I'm like one of the only comedians that look the way that I do in the industry. Just like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Hey, well, look too big to be funny, but
Man,
it make you wanna, you know what I'm saying? It make you wanna see what's going on. You feel me? It be like, man, ain't
right,
no way Buddy funny. Ain't no way. Man, ain't too big to be funny. So it make you wanna go see, like, all right, let me check Buddy out. But then when I open my mouth and people see what I really got some stuff to say, man, hey, look, telling you. All I got to say is, hey, look, if you going behind me, hey, look, you gonna work. And that's just a fact. They ain't even me talking. That's just a fact. Cause I bring a lot of energy to the stage, dog. You feel me?
Hey, you got to do that, man.
Yeah, I don't like comedy comedians that just sit there and stand there and just tell. I act it out. I play my jokes out. I put people in my routine. I even bring people on stage. You feel what I'm saying? I make everybody comfortable. And my
right,
comedy is, look, it's edgy. Don't get me wrong, but it's how I say it. You feel me?
Mm.
That's why I ain't got canceled yet.
So, Hope, where you originally from, man?
Pomeria, South Carolina, in the sticks. From I grew up on a farm, dog. And like I said, I ain't had no dreams or aspirations of doing comedy. Half the stuff I did, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around, like, when I walked out my door, I seen cows and chickens, and I'm out there picking beans, and I'm growing food, and, slaughtering deers and hogs and stuff like that. That's what I'm used to. So once I got to break off and get away from that, that's when everything like really kicked off. But I'm a country boy all day though. You feel what I'm saying? And I still act the same. You feel me? That's why I don't really let this comedy stuff get to me. I don't really talk about it too much. Even though I'm out there in the industry, I don't really talk about it. I don't be hyping it up because I'm so used to being, you know what I'm saying, how I grew up. You feel me?
You, you just humble, man.
Yeah, I
Humble.
just try not, yeah, I don't want this to get big headed because it can all end at any time. You feel me?
right,
I try to remain humble. I try to talk to anybody that talk to me or give anybody advice or whatever the case is, because I mean, I got my foot in the door and it's enough stage out there for, everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money out there for everybody. But if I'd have known that they was paying for me to open my mouth and tell some jokes, I'd have been doing
right,
it.
right.
Okay, that's for real.
Man, what you was doing before comedy, man?
After high school, I ended up joining the military. So I joined the military, I said I used to be wild, dog. Hey, I used to be wild, boy. So I just had to like kind of find something to toughen me up, give me some like type of structure. You feel me? So I ended up joining the military, and I joined the military, and I ended up getting stationed up in Arlington Cemetery, and I stayed up there for 4 years. So I got stationed with it's called the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, which is like one of the biggest honors you can get in the military. Period. And it's
Mhm.
hard to get there, and I got it on my first round. And I stayed up there for 4 years. I got all my clearances, top secret, secret clearance. I got off of the White House communications job, like, bro, crazy. So I ain't even want to do that. I ended up leaving the military because I ended up getting hurt. I got hurt jumping out of a helicopter,
Mm.
trying to be super soldier. You feel me? So they ended up medically retiring me out at 23. Ended up giving me my 100% and all the other stuff. So I was like, man, what I'm gonna do? So I ended up going to school. I went to school, got 3 medical degrees. I worked in chiropractic offices, pain clinics, doctor, you know what I'm saying, doctor's office, stuff like that. I did that for about 2 years. And I got tired of doing that. I was like, I'm tired of waking up early in the morning and the military paying me this. So I got to find something else to do. So
Mhm.
I ended up becoming a bodyguard. So when I became a bodyguard, that's when things really popped off and I really got to meet a lot of people.
Yeah,
I worked with Black Youngster, Trina, Migos, Gucci Man, Moneybag Yo, the baby, everybody, everybody that's out right now. I was, traveling with them when they first came out, and then I ended up getting shot. When I got shot, my wife is like, "Hey man, you gotta find something else to do." So that's when I was just like, "All right, well, we just gonna see." And that's how I ended up at the talent show. And I said, "Well, let me get up there and do something." And it just went from there, dog.
respect,
Everything,
respect.
everything. All of my success has been by accident. That's what I say. It's been by accident. It ain't been thought of. It just happened. It just fell in my lap. But I feel like it's something I was destined to do. You feel me? Because ain't no way I just be able to walk into doing comedy and then within 5 months I'm on tour. Like that don't happen. I've done about 4 or 5 open mics my whole comedy career ever.
Wow.
Most comics go for years. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
They still out there.
yeah, it's still out there. And I get a lot of jealousy. But hey, you got it, you got it. But hey, look, I don't know what to tell you. I'm in there. That's all I can tell you. I'm in there. I ain't hurt nobody. I ain't here to step on no toes. I'm just doing me, get my check, and get on through.
For
Facts.
sure.
Yeah, man. So it's cool, man. It's cool, man. I got married at 19, and $25.
that ain't shit now.
I got married at 19 for $25, man, and I just celebrated my 15th anniversary on the 2nd.
Happy anniversary, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, happy
So
anniversary, big dog.
my wife, my manager, and she go pretty much everywhere with me. And she the one who tell me, hey, the joke whack, it's stupid. Don't say this, don't say that. She give me the real deal. She ain't gonna tell me, oh, it's funny and that shit. I tell her something. I'm thinking it's the funniest thing in the world. She's like, man, that's trash. Hey, I'm out here,
Yeah.
man. That's stupid. Yeah, you better not say that on stage. But I like it, man. I love what I do, dog, because I ain't gotta be how I used to be. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a
Mhm.
little evil motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to be that person no more. Hey, look, I crack jokes and make people smile and laugh, bro. You can't be mad at that. You feel me? So
Nah, man. Hey, laughter good for the soul, man. Like they say, laughter good for the
yeah,
soul.
and it helped me out a lot. It keep me sane for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? I think about that all the time. Like, where would I be if I wasn't doing what I was doing, bro? Like for real. And the way how the world is now, man, I'd probably be locked up somewhere. And
Right.
that's just a fact. Knowing me and my temper and stuff like that, man, I'd be locked up somewhere.
We you get the Hulk, like where that name came from? Came when you growing up?
Nah, man, my nickname Boo Man. 'Cause I used to be bad as hell. My nickname Boo Man. I got hooked, man, because like when I was doing the bodyguard circuit, man, I was big. Like I was way bigger than what I am now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
damn.
people just started calling me Hulk. They just say, "Oh, there go Hulk, there go Hulk." So it just stuck. And then so when I went over to comedy, I just said, "Hey, man, just keep it Hulk." And it was another person that I knew that was named Hulk. But he kind of like stopped doing comedy altogether. But that was his name. And I was like, well, Hulk the comedian instead of just Hulk. So that's why I added the comedian at the end of it. And it fits. You feel me? Like I can't call myself Hulk, come out there looking like Spider Man. That's why I be in the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like it because I like it. I like the name because it's a ring to it. When you hear Hulk, it make you wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like who is this Hulk? Like because when you think of Hulk, you thinking of big green,
Mhm.
everything I am besides green. So I love it when I walk out on stage and people look at me and they be like, "Ain't no way, ain't no way." I love that. I love that because I get to change their mind but people actually listen to me. Don't nobody talk when I'm on stage, and there ain't no fear or nothing like that. It's because they really want to listen to what I got to say. That's why I love it so much. My image is everything. Because like I said, I'm like one of the only ones that look the way that I do out here in the industry. Most comedians are fat or skinny.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, what's the craziest thing you witnessed while performing on stage?
About to fight. About to fight. This happened last year, actually. This happened last year in Irvine. Irvine. We was at the I don't know if we was at an improv or a funny bone. But like the women out there, they do all the fake bodies and stuff like that out there. And this dude had brought his girl out there and they was sitting up front. And of course I started joking. Like I went in. As soon as I seen it, I went in. And the dude looked at me and he you could tell he wanted to say something, but he was like, nah. And then Eddie come up there and we had a TV backstage so Eddie could watch me while I was on stage. So he seen who I was picking on, and he seen the dude getting like all upset. So as soon as Eddie came out there, he went straight to him. I'm talking, went straight to him. And I don't know if you ever seen. I don't know if y'all ever seen Eddie go, but hey, that Joker go. Like that Joker go. And man, dude stood up, and I'm in the back. I'm duck. I'm in the back, just duck. I'm like, oh man, here we go. And I come up and I get ready to hit dude, and dude fall back like I done hit him. So really, he trying to get a check.
Hmm.
He trying to get a check. But at this point, I done blacked out. I don't even care no more. I got all these people watching, and everybody say, oh, they go Hulk, they go Hulk. And Eddie was on stage, and Eddie said, what the hell y'all want me to do? Y'all see him? Look at me. I ain't about to go over there. Between that, man, that's probably like probably one of the craziest things me about to fight at a show, at a packed out, sold out show. And everybody was with it.
For sure.
Nobody was saying stop. Nobody was saying, everybody was clapping and hey, yeah, get him, get him, get him. I was like, whoa, that's probably like one of the craziest stories I got. Cause nobody really say nothing to me.
Right.
Like most of my material is like about me and family. Like I don't do politics, I don't do religion. I don't like how you gonna be mad at me picking on me? That's how I look at it. How you gonna be
Mm-hmm.
mad at me talking about myself? So if you mad at me about talking about myself, then you need to go sit on the couch and talk to somebody.
For sure. For sure.
That's probably one of the craziest things. It done been craziest things that a lot of other comedians probably don't witness, but like I said, ain't nobody running up on stage on me. And they ain't even me being cocky or nothing like that. Ain't nobody about to unless you got an army with you. Cause like I said, a lot of people do know my past, with the bodyguard stuff. Like I used to fight. Like people know, like, hey, buddy, throw hands, like to hell with the jokes. Like you run up on the stage, boy, hey man, it's gonna be bad. So nobody really. And if things ever get like kind of tense or whatever, I cool it down, man, because that's not what everybody paid their money for. Everybody paid to enjoy themselves, have a
Right.
good time. Man. So
Hmm.
sometimes I gotta turn that little street switch off and be professional, man, because this is a career. We ain't in the streets. You know what I'm saying? We in the setting. So I try not to offend nobody, and just like with that setting right there, that was just one of the settings. I think it was the alcohol, and I was just blacked out, and I was just like, hey man, I don't care. But it's stand up, let's go. But other than that though, man, that's about it though. And we won't really have nothing too crazy. Like I said, man, we don't have a big entourage with us, but our team go. And we let it be known while we on stage. Hey, we go. And we so
The boy say Hawk smash. Hawk going crazy
hey,
over there. He
hey,
said, oh
sending
hell.
you sending you straight to the hospital. I hope you know your blood
Word.
type, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you there. I'm
The
gonna
boy
take you
treat
there.
you like Omar, man. Hey, Omar coming. Omar coming.
Hey,
Shit,
hey,
no.
hey, hey, man. It's a gift and a curse. I say that it's a gift and a curse because, like I say, if I'm talking to a guy in the audience and like let's say we just exchanging words and we just having a good time, I guess because of me being a little bit bigger, it kind of looked like I'm being kind of like yeah, but really it's not. I can't help how I look. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Right.
big. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? So because there done been a lot of times where I done went out there and I done went in on people, and then Eddie go out there and do the same thing, and they don't say nothing to him, or they'll say, or they'll just be like talking back and forth for him, but they don't really talk back and forth for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the head tattoos, maybe it's the tattoos on my eyes or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I ain't out to hurt nobody, man. I ain't shoot. These people looking for a check out here.
Nah, for
So
real.
yeah, I ain't trying to pay. I work too hard and come too far to try to ruin my career for some street cred, or because I don't want people to say certain things about me on the internet or whatever the case is. Like, well, whatever. Say what you got to say. I'm still working.
Word.
I'm booked for all 25. I already started booking for 26, and we in July. So I ain't
That's
messing that
what's
up.
up. Oh no.
For sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And man, behind the jokes, man, what's something most people don't know about you?
I'm a nerd.
A big ass nerd,
I'm a
ain't it?
nerd, man. I'm a nerd, man. I'm a nerd, dog. Now, to keep it a buck though, what a lot of people don't know, man, like I don't even feel like comedy is something that I'ma still do. Like I'm gonna continue doing for like forever. And I might be wrong, but I don't feel like this is what I was meant to do forever. I really want to be a preacher.
Mm.
That's what a lot of people don't know. I honestly really want to be a preacher. Don't ask me why. That's why I just feel I've been feeling like that for a couple of years. I just feel like I always wanted to be a preacher.
Man, I feel like you'd be a good black superhero
Yeah, yeah,
on some acting
yeah,
shit.
yeah. That'll be better. That'll be better than the preacher thing because I don't know how the preacher thing gonna work with the tattoos on the head and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to do that on the phone.
Man.
I'm gonna have to preach on the phone, man.
Nah, man, you
Um,
can
And
do
you
some
can
red run shit.
but now a few things people probably don't know. I done been almost killed 3 times. First time I was 17. I got in a car accident down in Winsboro, South Carolina. And I laid down in the middle of the road. Well, I wrecked by myself on a dark back road, that dark back country road. And I laid down in the middle of the road for about 2.5 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. And the doctor told me the only reason why I didn't die right there in the middle of the road because it was cold outside. So I don't know if y'all see, but I got a big scar on my forehead. So I split my head wide open and my brain, you can see my brain and everything. And I was leaving my girlfriend's house, which is my wife now, and I wrecked, but I couldn't find my phone or nothing. I ain't know nothing. Like I don't remember it. I don't remember the truck flipping. I don't remember crawling to the middle of the road. Like I have no recollection of nothing. And this dude named Rashawn Trapp, he almost hit me with his Hummer because he thought I was a dead deer in the road. And he said I got up and walked to the car and sat up against his rim, and I end up going to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, the only person I didn't remember nothing. I just kept saying this number over and over again, and it happened to be my wife's number. I don't know who number I was. I was just saying the number over and over again, and it happened to be her. And the hospital called the number, and it was her. She called my mama and my grandma and told them, and they gave me 12 days to live. And I was in ICU the whole time, and they told my mom and them pretty much might as well go ahead and make funeral arrangements because he ain't no way because I had so much blood in my brain, swelling in my brain. They had me on morphine. I was getting addicted to morphine and while I was in there, and I made it out of there. Went into the military. I almost got killed in the military doing jumping out of a helicopter. So uh, ended up hurting my back real bad. Like I said, they medically retired me out of the military, and then I was doing security. That's when I got shot in the head. So I got popped in the head and drove myself to the hospital.
Damn.
Tupac.
Tupac. Damn, Hawk.
Hey, I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital, man, and I told him my name. I told him my last name, and I passed out. That's all I remember. And then I woke up, and I was back there in the room, and the doctor was. They was already doing what they needed to do when I woke up, and the doctor cussed me out. First and only time I ever been cussed out by a doctor. He said, man, why the hell you drove here? I said, for one, because I was still down there where they was at. They might try to come back and finish the job. I don't know. I was just trying to get up out of there.
Right.
But I had so much adrenaline running through my body. I ain't even like I knew I had been shot. I just didn't know where. But I kept like when I was driving, I couldn't see. But it was the blood. It was the blood going to my eyes. And I was freaking out. Like I had him call my homeboy and everything. My homeboy, he and I didn't even tell my wife. My wife didn't even find out about it until a little while later. 'Cause I didn't even tell her. I had to lie to her because I knew I was in for it when I got home. If I made it through, she gonna kill me. If I made it through, she gonna kill me. And my wife was that's when my wife was just like, yeah, you gotta stop with that security stuff. And you know, I'm glad I stopped it though, man, because I used to fight every weekend. I'm talking about man, there's a lot of people in South Carolina that jumped on, man. If I went to the mall and somebody just walked up to me and hit me in the face, they're probably like, yeah, you remember them 4 years ago? Man, I'd be like, man, you know what, man, you right. You right. I'll take that. I'll take that L, dog.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Hey,
I ain't
they don't
fighting
I,
them.
fight fair no more
I'm
though.
a,
They
I'm a,
don't
I'm
fight
gonna
no
have to
more.
Never
jump.
gonna fight.
I might have jump for you, Hawk. Fuck that.
Yeah, hey, dog. Hey,
Leave your
bro.
OG alone, bro.
Hey, man, look, you couldn't get me to fight now. For one, I get tired now.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to be fighting. And then plus two, they don't, like you said, they don't fight fair, bro. Like I ain't trying to be Facebook famous for 24 hours, internet famous for 24 hours. That's always gonna happen. You heard what happened to Hulk? Oh man, he was a good dude, man. Bro, was funny. Next day, nobody cares.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
So
Yeah.
like, and then plus two, like I also gotta take like ain't no ain't nobody really trying to, especially if they smaller than me. Ain't nobody about to fight me. I might
Nah,
be
they go.
one to fight, but but I know what it's like though, because I used to be skinny. So, but I used to fight the big boys. You gonna have to, hey man, look, I'm gonna lose, but
Right.
you gonna put an ice pack on or something. You feel me? Like you ain't just gonna you might win the fight, but nah, I ain't fighting no more, man. I ain't getting in no trouble, man. I love the fact that people like all my OGs and everybody, they look up and they say they're proud of me and keep going and stuff like that. That's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? People encouraging. You know what I'm saying? People keep encouraging me to keep doing good. That's what I like, dog. I ain't with no foolishness. The only foolishness you'll get from me is if you look on my Instagram. That's about it. That's about it, dog.
So, Hope, your top three comedians of all time.
Richard Pryor, Arnez J. Arnez J. My dog. He's always been my dog. Richard Pryor, Arnez J. My third one, I'll probably say Eddie Murphy.
Mm.
I'll probably say Eddie Murphy. And the reason why those are the only people I watch. I never used to watch. A lot of comedy like that, but those are the only people I remember. Eddie Murphy, when he did his first special. Well, I think that was his first special when he was like 19, 20.
Damn. Damn.
Richard
How
Pryor.
old you?
I always watch Richard Pryor. I watch Richard Pryor, all his old movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. And it's crazy that Eddie was raised by Richard Pryor for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Arnez J he just always been one of them people that like he's very like I said, I love comedians that act out their jokes and they be dancing and doing all that, and that's Arnez J all around. We end up becoming real cool, man. His son real cool. Those probably my top three. The newer people, top three, I would probably say, well, no, he wouldn't be newer. What would y'all define new? How many years? 10,
Yeah, I'll say about
5,
10.
about 10.
10 what? 2015?
I
Yeah.
like I well, he ain't really in the 10, but I like Carlos Miller. That's my dog. He keep it
That's
G.
I'm a fan.
He keep it G. He right up my alley. Um, one of the newer comedians, my boy Mojo Brooks. Love that boy, man. Mojo is crazy. Um,
Mojo funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie, but
Mojo, and I would probably say what's that boy name?
shit hard.
Everybody say I talk just like him.
Shit.
He talk a lot of junk. I can't think his name just slipped my mind that fast. I can't think of his name. He be making everybody mad. He on We the Ones tour too.
Hey, Hawk the comedian.
Nah, I never be my favorite. I never be my favorite. I never be my favorite. Like I said, I can't think of anybody's name, but the reason why I say I never be my favorite, bro, because I feel like don't get me wrong, I'm proud of myself. I
Right.
always work hard. I always make sure I do what I need to do, and I'm always striving to be better and better every show. But the reason why I say I never be my top is because I don't want to get big headed. I'm scared to get big headed. I'm scared to have that one somebody say something to me and they be like, "Hey man, you funny? Man, I'm funny as crap." Nah, nah. I'm scared. I'm scared to get there. I don't want to
Right.
be there. Somebody say, "Man, you funny?" Man, I do all right. I do all right. But I must be doing something if I'm touring with Eddie Griffin though. You feel me? So
Nah, for real.
if that don't tell you what you need to know, then I don't know what to tell you because
So,
that don't happen.
how did you and Eddie Griffin link up?
Um, Me and Capone had fell out in Baltimore at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. We did 5 sold out shows, and that joker handed me $250, and me and him was about to fight in the green room. Uh, and I didn't hit him, so I was pretty much like a free agent for about 2 months. And you know how it works. Whoever the hottest in the city, as far as doing comedy, they get first dibs on the A-listers. So you got the A-listers, B-listers, for it goes down as far as comedians. So I happened to be the comedian that was jumping in South Carolina at the time because Shula King was the last comedian to really come out of South Carolina from something. But Shula already them took off. the comedy house, they had called me up and they said, "Hey man, you want to open up for Eddie Griffin?" What? Why would you? Yes, yes. I'll do it for free. You dig what I'm saying? Like I don't care what. So I go out there and I do 4 shows with Eddie. Me and him hit it off like on the spot. And he said, "Hey man, give your give my manager your number," which is his brother. So I give him my number. A week go by, no call. 2 weeks go by, no call. A month go by, no call. And then I get that call and they say, "Hey man, what you doing?" This was another Thursday. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's up with these Thursdays, but it's always on the Thursday. He called me on Thursday. He said, "Hey man, you can be in Alabama tomorrow to do the Stardome." And that's Ricky Smiley's spot. That well, not his spot, but that's what Ricky Smiley be doing all his stuff at. And the Stardome
Right.
is like one of the spots that a lot of comedians really try to
Yeah.
get in, and it's hard to get in. So I'm like, yo, yeah, I'll come down there and do it. So we had 4 sold out shows. After the first show, we going back in the green room, and Eddie said, "You're gonna be the last dude with me till I retire." Right on the spot. We did the last 3 shows. On the third show, me and my wife walking back to the green room. He said, "Hey man, you want to come to Vegas with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." Like who don't want to perform in Vegas? But I didn't even know that he had a residency in Vegas and he had his own show out there. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, man, I want you to come out there and do the show with me in Vegas." I said, "All right, bet. I'm with it." He said, "All right, I'll see you Monday." It's Saturday. What you mean see me Monday? But I can't tell him no though. You feel me? Like this is old. Like he's a legend. Like this opportunity I can't turn down. So I'm like, I'm telling my wife, like, I don't know what these flights about to be like, but I don't care how much it costs. Like I'm not about to turn this down. And he
Right.
was paying me 1,500. So I'm just like, hey, $1,500 for 10 minutes? I'm about to.
I'm
I
dead.
don't care. I'm about to get out there. I'm there. I look at the flights. Flights is only like 200 some dollars. I did the show with Eddie in Vegas for like a year and some change straight every week. Every week, 3 days a week in Vegas, 2 days on the weekend. Just going. And we've been rocking ever since. And he done made me part of the family. He called me his big little cousin. That's why you see my post. I always say me and my cousin, me and big cuz.
Yeah.
Like the whole team is family. He got his brother, got his cousin, got me, got my wife, and it's just us.
For sure.
That's what's
And that's
up.
how we linked out, man. And he look out, man. He give me a lot of game. That's a smart man, dog. Like that's a smart individual. When he talk, bro, I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing. I take it all in. This 40 plus years worth of game that I'm getting. You got to remember, even though I've been doing it 6 years, I'm still wet behind the ears, dog. Even though I'm doing big venues, I'm doing thousands of people every weekend. I'm still new at this.
Right.
But it just so happened, it's a gift. Everybody can't just get up there and just do comedy. You feel me? So, like, if you ask me to do an hour right now, I can do an hour on this phone right now, straight up. Just go in, and it ain't gonna be no boring hour either. You feel me?
You gonna do it for free?
Nah, I
We
ain't
ain't
doing it
got
for free.
1,500. Oh, okay. We ain't got 1,500 like
Do it
Eddie
for free.
now.
I ain't doing it for free. I
Just
can't
do
do
it.
it. I can't do it for free. There's one person, his name Michael Warren. If he called me, he the first person to put money in my pocket. My first $50 came from him. If he called me right now and said, "Hey man, I need you to do a show," I wouldn't charge him nothing. I told him I'd never charge you nothing. I don't care if you want me to come down there and do a week, I'd never charge you nothing. He's the only person I ever do a show for free.
For sure. For
Just
sure.
based off he gave me a shot. When I first told him I was doing comedy, he didn't ask me how long. He didn't ask me, was I good? He didn't say, "I need to see you perform, send me a video." He said,
Right.
"I'm gonna put you on the show." And he put me on the show right then and there. Put the first $50 in my pocket. That's why I got so
Yeah.
much respect for him.
That's what's up.
Respect. Respect. Hey, OG, this one, Mr. GVO get a little deep, man. We had these questions over here, man. We want to know how you doing physically, mentally, and spiritually. So, the question is, man, what's what's the hardest thing you ever had to laugh through?
Losing my kid in 2018. I know that sounds funny, me saying that, how you laugh and something like that. I had to, so you, I don't know if you ever see my shirts. My shirts say "Laugh It Off."
Right.
2018, me and my wife been trying to have kids forever. I done been with my wife since I was 16 years old.
Mhm.
We've been trying to have a kid forever. We got everything we want: house, cars, money, go on trips, do what we want to do. We straight. Soon as my wife get pregnant, we get happy. We finally get there. Boom, hits the fan. That's what my head. That's what my whole head tattoo is for. That's why I got the doves and the lion and all that stuff on my head. And it messed me up bad because I used to hate seeing people with their kids because I knew that because now, that's something that I never be able to have. And I used to hate it. I used to be angry, dog. Like, I'm talking about you couldn't say nothing to me. No, I ain't care nothing about you. I ain't care nothing about you. I ain't care nothing about your life. I ain't care nothing about if my wife left. Like nothing. I was just mad, man. But I had to like pretty much just get it together because my wife was going through it. So one of us had to be, you know, be the strong one. So I just kind of had to smile and be thankful because I don't know what that was for, what it meant. And I know it kind of throws people off when I say like be thankful, but I always say nothing. I never question the man upstairs. I never question. I don't act, why me? Why it just life be life. So that's why it's very important to me to always keep going and keep making sure I keep everybody laughing. That's why I take my comedy so personal. Because it's like you don't even know that y'all think that y'all need me, but I really need y'all. So that's when I'm my happiest on stage. That's why when you see me out, I got this. When you see me out, don't get me wrong, I'm happy. Now I'm straight. But I always
Right.
got this little don't come say nothing to me face.
For
Don't
sure.
don't don't approach me. Y'all, I'm very approachable, but that's just how I am because man, my mind be running. That's why I gotta stay busy. That's why I'm glad and thankful that I'm doing what I'm doing because I gotta stay busy. If I don't be busy, bro, I'll probably be in jail somewhere for real. And that's just what it is because my mind be racing. I think about stuff all the time. So that's probably like one of the only things I probably had to knuckle up and I just had to sit back, go through it, and then I just had to smile. Had to learn how to smile again. Had to learn how to laugh through my pain and laugh through certain stuff because ain't nothing I can do about it. Time keep going, the world keeps spinning, and it can all be over for me today. All I can do is just be thankful for what I got now and what we got going on. That's the hardest thing I give all this up to have a kid. I tell people that all the time. I give all this shit up today, right now, and wouldn't think twice about it. So that's probably like one of the hardest things, and that I had to kind of smile about it. I can talk about it now without balling up, crying, and all that other
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably like one of the realest things that I probably had to get through.
Well, shit, OG, you can have my fucking son, man. Shit, he bad as hell. He
I always
bad.
tell, hey,
He
look,
two.
hey,
He two
hey, look,
now. So you good.
I tell people all the time, especially the men. I say, bro, you don't even know what a blessing you got, dog. That's
Yeah,
what I
man.
tell people all the time. It's jokers out here that wish they could be in. I wish that I could say, man, this joker bad as hell, man. This joker here, I wish I could say that. That's why I got my dogs. My dogs keep me right. I got a brown dog upstairs, is a Pekingese, and he keep me going.
Yeah.
After all that happened, I just had to keep him close. He had like a kid. I had to keep him close. You know what I'm saying? It was either keep him close or somebody gonna get hurt. You know.
Yeah.
Thank God
For
nobody got
sure.
hurt. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably like one. That's probably
Okay.
yeah.
So what keeps you going when the laughter fades?
Just knowing my grandmother, my great grandmother, she was 99, and she told me that before she died, she wanted me to make some of myself.
Okay.
And the week she died, I did my first big comedy show in front of about 2,000 people, and she got to see it. She got to
Mm,
see it on a Monday. She died that Friday.
mm,
That's what keep me going. I talk to my grandma every time before I step on the stage. I got a video on my phone that she come out. My grandmother was real religious, so I got her praying. I sit there and I watch her, and that keep me going. My wife being supportive and always there with me, helping me through these jokes. Because like I said, what I say might be funny to me, but you got to listen to it. And if you can be real with me and tell me that, nah, baby, that's trash. This and third. That's what I want to hear. I don't want nobody to say, oh, that's funny. That's just in the third. I got a 13-year-old sister who who loves and adores what I do. She loved telling everybody, "Oh, my big brother this, my big brother do that." My mother proud of my mother ain't tell me she was proud of me till I was like 24. I was just so bad. You feel me?
Right.
Them hearing my mother and my grandmother that's living now tell people like how their grandson, their son, my wife tell them my husband do this and that, and my sister, my brother. That's what keep me going because I got people that look up to me. You feel me? People that's proud of me, that's genuinely proud of me, not just saying they proud of me because they see me somewhere or they in my face. Like they genuinely care, especially after all the pain and hurt I done caused them. You feel me? So that's what keep me going. And then also when I have people that come up to me that used to live the same lifestyle that I used to live, and they ask me for advice and they try to get into what I'm getting into. And they say, "Oh man, I want to do this. I don't want to do this that no more." And I can coach them and give them the tools to, "Hey, look, this is what I did. It might not work for you, but this is what I did. So
Right.
if you could take this and apply this right here, you ain't got to be in the streets no more. You ain't got to worry about this no more. You can actually crack some jokes and make you some money and not have to look over your shoulder. Being able to talk to the kids too, because I got a lot of kids that look up to me, and I know it's my image that attracts them to me because these kids today they really into the tattoos everywhere, this and third. But I tell
Right.
them you can have the tattoos and do this and third, but what you gonna do with yourself? So that's why I always say I want to be a preacher because when I talk to people and I start doing stuff, I start sounding like a preacher. I ain't no super religious person. I got one foot in the church. This other foot is like, hey man, I slap shit out your ass. Then you got there, come over
Right.
here.
Right. Right.
I pray about it later. But nah, man, that's
Right.
but nah, man, that's probably one of the things that keep me going, man. That's a few things that keep me going, man. My family, for real. My family, my wife. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Hey,
That's the
what
major thing.
what what was that feeling like seeing your younger sister bring you out on stage, man, in front of thousands of
Man,
people?
I almost cried. Man, look, I had to hold it back. When I walked out, my sister, man, my sister all kept telling me for a long time, I want to bring you out on stage. I want to bring you out on stage. And it just so happened that night, she was so serious. And I didn't think she was gonna do it. She was up in my room because, our show is very graphic. We talk like grown people. She ain't number 13.
Right.
And she done heard my comedy before because she done been to a couple of my shows. But she ain't hear how Eddie talk, so she couldn't stay for the Eddie part. But man, she said, I want to bring you out. I said, you gonna do it? So when we went to sound check, I kind of coached her how to do it, man, told her, what to say, but just be yourself. And man, she walked out there with ease, and I'm talking about did it. And when I walked out, man, I had to like kind of like just brace myself. I couldn't even really open my mouth at first because I was just like, dang, bro, like you don't know how big that is. And then to know that she got that feeling too, that she could possibly want to do comedy. Because my sister just like me. That's like my little twin. She fearless, she goofy, and she love people and she love to talk. So and to be 13 and to step out in front of a couple thousand people on your first time, bruh, it's a gift. You ain't got kids that's just doing that, man, for real. And that's that was a real good moment for me. And my mama was in the audience, my grandmama was in the audience, my baby brother was in the audience. Everybody who my aunties was in the audience, everybody who I wanted to witness that, everybody witnessed. Everybody was there. So yeah, man, that was I watch that video all the time. That's probably like one of my favorite comedy videos in my phone.
Respect. Respect.
Real talk. Yeah.
Mm. I got one more
So
question, man.
throw it down, dog.
What would you tell your younger version of you before the spotlight?
It's gonna get better. I grew up in a very abusive household. I got taken from my mama when I was younger. My stepdad used to beat on me and my mama. I actually tried to kill my stepdad when I was 13. I used to that was part of my acting out. And I tell people all the time, you'll never know what it's like when and we had everything. Don't get me wrong, my mama was a nurse. We had a big
Mm.
house. an NBA basketball court. We had my house was the party spot, but
Right.
behind closed doors, it was evil in that bar. And I used to always be like, dang man, like why ain't nobody helping me? Why ain't nobody doing this? Like, why am I getting beat on? That was the only time I used to question, like, why me? Why me? Why me? And then I plotted in my head, I said, I'm a killer. And I got real high. I'm talking about I got high. I skipped school. I stole my granddaddy 410. And I called one of my best friends. I told him, I said, bro, I'm about to kill him. I broke in the house and I called my mama and told my mama, I said, hey, look, I told my mama what I was about to do. My mama hung up the phone and called the police. Only reason why he ain't died because he ain't come home. He came home late. Only reason. I was going through with it. I ain't have no care. I had them already told everybody in my head who I was sorry. Hey, look, if you'd have walked through that door, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I was praying. I was hoping that he walked through the door, but he didn't. And this went on for a long time, fam. This went on for a long time, years, from like second grade to probably like about the sixth. Oh, every day. I'm talking about bad. It was bad. It was bad. It got taken from my mama, placed in foster care, and I finally got released back to my grandma. Um, and the craziest thing about it, I ran into him about 16. I ran into him at the barber shop on what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Clemson Road, right there where that Planet Fitness at. Used to be a barber shop right there back in the day. And
Mm-hmm.
he was there. When I walked in, he was sitting in the chair. And he got up and I said, hey, we good. I had him already mentally got right. I said, nah, we
Right.
good. That man pulled me out. That man pulled me out the barber shop. He said, man, can I talk to you? And he told me, he said he apologized and he told me that he was on drugs and doing all stuff I didn't know. You feel me? So which ain't no excuse.
Right.
As a kid, I ain't understand, but as an adult now that I see that way people work and what drugs do to people and what it make them do, he apologized, and I kind of wanted to punch him in the face. But I was just thankful that he apologized, man, and we just left it at that. And I told him, I said, bro, I'm glad you didn't come through that door, because you wouldn't be here. And I promise you, the Lord I serve, hey, you ain't gonna be here. You ain't gonna be here, fam. And when I stole the matter of fact, I used to have that gun. I used to ride around with that gun in my wife's car. Cause my wife older than me, so my wife was driving and doing everything. I used to take the gun and put it in my wife's car and tell her to hide it, tell her to keep this, that, and third. That was a crazy little experience. Like I said, man, ain't nothing been grateful for me. So it's a lot of other people, but I can't stand when people say, man, you know where I come from? So what? Break the cycle, bro. What does that mean? Like, let me tell you
All
my
right.
story. Let me tell you how fucked up. Let me tell you how fucked up my story is, and then see what I do now. And then you gonna wonder how you walking around smiling. Nigga, life goes on, bro. Life goes on. I
Yeah.
ain't worried about none of these other comedians and who funnier and this, that, and third. Nigga, fuck y'all. Nigga, I'm worried about me.
For sure.
Facts.
If you want to pop your shit, we can pop our shit. But nah, we ain't trying to take it there.
The road cousin Hulk, with Country Wayne. How did that come about, man?
And so I ended up doing a show in me and Eddie did a show in Arlington, Texas at the Arlington Improv. And there's another podcast called Boss Talk. And they hit me up and they was like, man, we about to come to the show. And I was like, all right, cool, bet. So a dude and his wife come to the show. And I was like, hey man, you want to come be on the on the podcast? I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't got nothing to do. So I go do the podcast. They say, hey man, you know Mike Bless? I said, nah. They said, man, y'all boys look just alike. I said, nah, I don't know, buddy. We end up linking up together through that. And then he was like, hey man, I want you to come do these skits with me. And at first I was like, I ain't trying to, I ain't no actor, bro.
Right.
I smoke too much weed for all that. You must about to give me some lines. I just got to stand there or something. And I love the fact that I did that, dog, and that I'm part of that series is because it opened up a different audience. People not only get to see the comedy side, they get to see the serious role side that I can act. And I didn't think people was gonna like my character at all. For real, to keep it a buck. I was scared about that. Cause I was like, okay, the Country Wayne stuff, they got all the love and the relationships and stuff like that. And here I am coming in there being violent, punching people, fighting, robbing people. I'm like, man, these people ain't about to like that. But hey, that's exactly what they needed, because man, people took on to my character so good, man. And now, like I said, if you don't know me for comedy, you know me for acting. So now I got two different audiences. So now I can do both. I can do comedy and I can act. So that's nice to have on my resume. Then it's with Country Wayne, and the crazy thing about it, I used to do security for Country Wayne way before I got into comedy. I was with I did security with Country Wayne, but like when he first started doing comedy. And it's crazy that I even got into comedy, and then now I'm doing the skits with him. That that's
Yeah.
that's that's great. Tell you, bro, the universe, boy, life be life, bro, for real, for real.
Nah,
Hey
for
man, so
real.
let the people know, man, how you and Mike here today? Y'all good?
I mean he roughed me up a little bit on the skit land. It was fake. Hey man, let me tell you, dog. Hey man, so if you ever go back and watch any of those clips, I kept trying to turn my face so nobody could see my eye because my eye was that bad. So they told me, they was like, "Hey, nah, man, we just gonna put a little." So we had the lady who does Tyler Perry and The Walking Dead, um, come and do the makeup. They was like, "Nah, man, we just gonna put a little bruise in there." Man, that lady got done. I said, "Man, why his face don't look like mine, man?" Like, I said, "Man, it looked like I done ran into a brick wall." But nah, man, we cool, man. And I stayed off the internet probably about 3 days. I ain't posting nothing because I already knew the internet was coming. I already
Hmm.
knew they was coming. So, but now, man, everybody was just like, "Hey, man, we glad y'all boys back cool." Y'all, and I was like, "Okay, ain't nobody saying nothing about my eye." People in the gym and people that see me in person, they was like, "Hey, man, how your eye?" Hey, man, get the fuck out of here, man. But nah, dog. It was cool, man. It was cool, fam. It was cool.
What advice would you give young adults, or what advice would you give them?
I'll tell people, man, I would probably if somebody came up to me and asked me something like that, man, I'll probably tell you, bro, follow your heart. As long as it's good for you and you happy with it and you ain't hurting nobody, just follow your heart, dog. Like, stop following behind the internet and stop following behind what you see other people do. I tell people all the time, bro, you got your own story. Everybody got their own book. And the reason why you
Mm.
can't seem to make it the way you need to make it in life is because you're too busy trying to read somebody else's story. You worrying about what they got or how they got this or how they got that. Read your own book, fam. And if you too busy trying to read somebody else's story, you can't get to where you need to be because you failed to flip the page. All you gotta do is flip the page and see what's going on in the next chapter. Stop trying to stay
Hmm.
on somebody else's story. Stop seeing what you see on the internet. This internet shit ain't real. That's why you don't see me with money and cars and all the other stuff. I got it all, but for what? Have them people miserable, bro. Have them people miserable. That money ain't gonna make you happy. That money, it'll make you comfortable. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to have, but at the end of the day, are you happy with it? Because think about it, fam. I tell jokers all the time, you trying to chase this image and you trying to chase all this money and this and third, then why in the hell we got billionaires killing themselves, jumping off of buildings? They got
Whew.
everything. They got billions of dollars. So that ain't gonna make you happy, bro. Follow your heart. Do what you need to do, bro. We live in to die.
That's
We
true.
live in to die. And you don't know how it's gonna happen. You don't know your story already written. How I'm gonna lead this earth is already written. How y'all gonna lead this earth is already written. You just don't know when. That's the scary thing about it. But you can't focus too much on that. You got to focus on, if you, like, I ask myself all the time, if I died today, what would people say about me? And people always say it don't matter what people say about you. It do. It actually really do. Not to everybody, but to the ones that matter to the most. If you died today, what would people think about you? What would they say about you? What would they be able to say you accomplished? What have you accomplished? If you got kids, what your kids will be able to say about to you, or know about you? You want your kids to say, "Oh yeah, he's just, oh, my daddy did this and he ran up on niggas and he robbed this and he did." Nah, that ain't type of stuff. Nah, nigga, my daddy took care of me. My daddy took care of us. My daddy worked hard. My daddy got up every day, even though he was sick. He got up and did X, Y, and Z. He made shit pop. Follow your heart, man. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, you ain't hurting yourself, bro. Just go at it. Don't get stressed out about these jobs and doing this, that, and the third. Yeah, the job and stuff are cool. Yeah, we need to work, but at the end of the day, if your ass died today, nigga, you're gonna be replaced tomorrow. And they're gonna put a picture, they gonna print your picture out on a printer and place it on the goddamn board. And then people gonna put some bullshit ass flowers around it. People who ain't even like you at your job, but you're gonna be replaced. So you just gotta live life, man. Live your life and have fun. That's what we living to die. And I tell people that shit all the time, bro. Live your life. Like, don't be stressed out about shit you can't control. If you can't control it, why you sitting there stressing yourself out? Hell, shit. I can't pay my lights. I don't want to be in the dark, but shit, what can I do about it? I can do one. I can do one, two things. I can sit here and stress and drive myself crazy, or I can get out and figure out a way I can go out here and make it happen. So
Yep.
that's what I choose to do. I choose to get up and go out here and make it happen. Like that, I tell people out there, you got all kind of stuff to do to make money. I don't even understand how people broke. Be for real, for real. I don't understand how people broke. If somebody called me, asked me for some money, I was like, well, you got a car? Yeah, I got a car, but I ain't got no money and blah blah blah. Well, why you on Uber? Why you on Lyft cart or whatever that shit called? It's plenty of ways to get out here and make it happen. Everybody wanted this internet, bro. This internet and this TV and all this other stuff, bro. Everybody want that shit handed to them. I have comedians do that shit to me all the time, bro. I have young comedians do that shit all the time. They don't say nothing to me. But when I come to their city, hey, big dog, man, I'm a big fan, man. You trying to get some stage time? Nigga, fuck you.
Yeah.
What have you done? What have you done to to deem yourself worthy to step on this stage? Oh, because you
Right,
asked. And then on top of that, nigga, I don't even talk to you.
right.
I don't even talk to you. You ain't told me, bro, I'm just calling to check up on you. You ain't say, bro, happy anniversary, happy birthday. Hey man, look, hey, keep up the good work, but you want stage time. Nigga, fuck you. That's how I feel about it. The same way, same same way how I went out here and thugged out and got it. Even though, like I said, my career popped off a lot easier and quicker than a lot of other people, but I still put work in. I don't fly everywhere. Nigga, I drove to Canada 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. I drove all the way to Canada from South Carolina. I could have flew, but I want that experience to say I drove here. I took the time out to sleep it. Like I done slept in my car. I done left shows right after the show and drove 10 hours through the night. I don't Nah, shit. I mean, I done done a lot of stuff on purpose just because I want that experience, so I cannot say, "Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that." I wanna do like the old school people, and I got that from John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon told me when he first started doing it, he was sleeping in his car, and
Mhm.
but he was driving from city to city, but he was sleeping in his car. So I mean, I tell him, bro, follow your heart, man. Follow your heart, and like I said, if it ain't hurting you and you ain't hurting nobody else, bro, as long as you happy with it, what anybody else say about what you doing, ain't it really don't matter because as long as it's not affecting them, why the fuck do you care?
Right.
Facts.
That's what I tell people all the time.
But if
That
somebody
I tell
want
Nah,
to
people all
they,
the
follow you
time.
on your social, man. Oh, go ahead.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Hulk the Comedian. And like I always say at my shows, HULKTHE. If you can't spell comedian, I don't want your fucking follow. But I say that all the time. I say that all the time, man. I love the I mean I like the social media too, but I post and get off. And that's important too. I tell everybody social media, it's the wave though. It's just the wave. People look down on the internet comedians. Which I mean it is the internet, but that's the wave though. That's
right,
why a few OGs be mad at the newer comedians who popping off the internet. Nigga, that was back in your time, y'all didn't have the internet. Nigga, we do. 10 years from now, the internet might not be what it's like.
right.
It's just how we is. But you can
I
follow me
might
on
have
all them
some,
platforms, man. That hook with the meeting.
might have some
You
AI
say what?
comedians coming next.
Hey, hey, man. Yeah, shit. Hey, well, at least you ain't got to worry about nobody running up on stage with them. They just gonna glitch and cut the hell off.
Word. That's my time, y'all. Thank you.
And you ain't got to pay them.
Nah, for real, for real.
And you ain't got to
Yeah.
pay them though.
Hey, we appreciate you, man, for coming and chilling vibe, man. But before we
Oh
go,
man, I
let
appreciate
everybody
that.
know what we doing, man.
Hey man, we chilling and vibing, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, big dog.
Appreciate it, OG.
Hey man, appreciate y'all, boy, man. Y'all take it easy, fam.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
The Hawk the Preacher.